Story 1. The Man in the Red Jacket. Sarah Mitchell, an experienced solo hiker from Colorado, was on a 4-day hike through the San Juan Mountains. On her second day, as dusk approached, she noticed a man ahead on the trail wearing a bright red jacket. She called out to greet him, but he didn't respond. Every time she sped up, he did too, staying just out of reach. And when she paused, he paused. She assumed it was just another hiker being antisocial. But that night, alone in her tent, she woke to the crunch of footsteps outside. Peeking out, she saw no one, until her eyes landed on a red jacket hanging from a tree branch nearby. She froze. There was no one around, and by morning, the jacket was gone. She didn't wait to find out more. She packed up and hiked down without ever seeing the man again. Story 2. The echo that wasn't Mike Harris and his best friend, Daniel Brooks, loved going off-grid. One fall, they hiked deep into the Appalachian Mountains, far from any trails. As night fell on their third day, they were climbing a ridge when they heard someone shouting, "Help! Please!" The voice echoed through the trees. They shouted back, no answer. But then the same voice called out again in the exact same tone and rhythm. It sounded recorded. Mike felt uneasy and whispered, "That's not real." They rushed back to their camp, but the voice followed them, never changing, always repeating. Later that night, Daniel saw someone standing just beyond the edge of the firelight, tall, unmoving, staring. When he blinked, the figure was gone. They never stayed to find out more. By sunrise, they were already hiking out, refusing to speak of what happened in those woods ever again. Story 3. The Vanishing Tent. Lauren Hayes, Jake Walker, and Ben Carter were camping in the Cascade Mountains. They set up 2 tents, shared laughs by the fire, and went to sleep. Around 3 a.m., Lauren woke up and realized something was terribly wrong. The second tent, the one Ben had been sleeping in, was gone. Not collapsed, not torn. Completely vanished. The ground was smooth, undisturbed. She woke Jake, and they both called out for Ben, searched the area with flashlights but found nothing. It was like the tent and Ben had never been there. The only trace was the outline in the dirt where the tent used to be. After reporting him missing, Lauren looked through the photos she had taken that night. In one of them, behind the tents, barely visible in the shadows, was the shape of a fourth figure, tall, faceless, standing completely still. Story 4. The Cabin in the Fog. Alex Reed was an avid backpacker who loved solo trips. One summer in the Rockies, he got caught in a thick fog that rolled in out of nowhere. Disoriented, with no GPS signal, he wandered for hours until stumbling upon an old wooden cabin deep in the woods. It looked abandoned, but it offered shelter. Inside was a dusty cot, a rusted lantern, and complete silence. As night fell, he lay down to rest. Then, footsteps, slow, steady, crunching on gravel outside. Then a knock on the door. He held his breath. Another knock, louder. Peering through a crack, he saw no one, but the footsteps didn't fade for another hour. At dawn, the fog lifted, and he left in a panic. When he told a park ranger about the cabin, the ranger raised an eyebrow. "There's no cabin in that area," he said. "At least, not anymore." If you like this scary story, don't forget to like and share. Your support keeps the horror alive. Have your own spooky experience? Share it in the comments. I'd love to read it. Stay tuned for more terrifying tales. Mahar's Dark Tales.